Hi, this is James Ornos. I'm here along with Jacob Abilin from the Abilin Group. So Jacob, first of all, how you doing, man? We're doing this for the first time on Zoom. We're doing a video.
Hey, we're good. We adapt with the situations for sure.
As you know, we use title reps from, as we affectionately know them, as the Sloan Team. Why the Sloan Team, and how did you connect with them?
You know, when you get into real estate, probably just like a lot of other businesses, there's salespeople out there, people that want to build relationships. So, you know, in our offices, we're fortunate that we have a lot of different title companies coming in and out, reps coming in and out. You know, a lot of good ones. I would tend to think that the Sloan Team is the best. That's my own personal preference. You know, I met them, Stacy Sloan, a little over 5 years ago, and it was a relational issue, an aspect that I kind of came to want to work directly with them. In the time that I've been doing this, I feel that the Sloan Team is the best on a couple levels. Number one, when it comes to having a major issue with title on your home, there is no one better than Stacy Sloan and her team, and then going back to title officer Debbie Tognotti, hands down probably the best in the business. So I, with full confidence, can work with them alongside of our sellers and our buyers, knowing that when they are on the transaction, that we're not going to have any surprises or issues that can't be resolved. Number two, to me, just as importantly as their ability to do work and the ability to perform, is the fact that we've built a relationship with them on a personal level. So every single one of the people on the Sloan Team we know personally. We talk to regarding business, we talk to regarding family. There's an element of trust that is built there, which I think is really important in the way that we do our business. You and I, we're very big on people first.
Yeah.
Most of our business is referral based, and it comes from our own friends and our family and our sphere of influence and our past clients. And, you know, we're grateful to kind of form like a family and a relationship with these people. So for us, the Sloan Team has kind of become that same thing, that we do support one another in all endeavors and aspects of our life.
Yeah, that's great. You know, there's a saying that you're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with. We're always looking for ways to improve our business. And so with that, we want to surround ourselves with the best of the best, whether it's title officers, whether it's home inspectors, lenders that we can refer to business to. So today we're going to introduce you all to some faces that work alongside us. They're part of our support team that help us through the transaction process. So I want to welcome the Sloan Team.
Hey, you're in the house. Yeah, I like it.
Good to see you guys. You guys are the Sloan Team. So real quick, before we get into it, if you guys can introduce yourselves.
Corey Fox. I am the young gun, newest member of the Sloan Team. Beyond ecstatic to be a part of this team of unbelievable title knowledge. I am the gopher, the guy to do anything and everything that is needed from the team.
Penny Joe, and part of the Sloan Team, and I'm really, I love our team. Our team is very, very diverse, but I feel like my role more is for multicultural, to get into the more Asian market, which is coming more and more in Brea and Fullerton everywhere. And
Eric Christensen. So I work primarily with helping people through geographic farm identifications and implementations, and then also help with the technology as it pertains to our apps and how to use them best, my first and cost first, those types.
Hi, Karen Nelson here with the Sloan Team. Grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having us. I've been with the Sloan Team for 7 years. You know, I've moved from the gopher role where Corey is to moved up to data research, farming apps, breakthrough broker stuff, anything that the client needs. I do a lot of the inside ordering on our promotional items and things like that, and working with the inside staff. So yeah, I go where I'm needed, and I'm grateful to do it.
Don't let these people fool you. Every single one of them is incredibly good at relationships, and that is what is at the heart of the Sloan Team. So my role, I kind of do the master calendar. I kind of set the tone for the team. I do take care of the technical title stuff. when decisions have to be made. How are we going to close this? Things need a little bit of creativity. A lot of title is not legal decisions at all. They're all business decisions. And so Debbie, who's not here today, she's behind the scenes, and I make those business decisions. But every single one of them, Karen, Eric, Penny, Corey, and Mylan, who recently left our team, excellent at building relationships, because at the end of the day, that's what this is, and that's what it is with your clients. You know, we have to remember, when we're solving a problem for you, it's not something that's on our list of things to get done. There's a real person behind that problem that you are representing, and that's the person that we're trying to take care of.
Excellent. So Eric, I'm going to fire off the first question to you. What is title, and why is it important to have a clean title?
Title is the guarantee from a seller to the buyer that the home they hand over, the property that they hand over through a transaction, is not going to have any lingering problems related to issues of judgments, liens from the sellers that hang on the property. They're also going to not have any kind of easements or encroachments from a neighbor onto their property that could create problems with the buyer's full enjoyment.
Man, I'm glad I asked you that question. Jacob, you're absolutely right. We were talking before this, and he's just like, oh, let's let the Sloan team answer that. Well done. Karen,
I could answer it, but you know, we have people that support us for the knowledge base. So
I always joke with people when they ask what I do for a living. I always tell them that I'm selling an intangible product to the people who aren't buying it. And there's a lot of truth in that. And it is a very abstract concept, what we're doing. And it's not required by law to have title, by the way. But what is required is for clear title to be conveyed. And so that's why sellers rely on title insurance companies to do that.
Before COVID-19 happened, you were living your life. Now we're in COVID-19. What are a couple of things, one or two things that you figured out that you took for granted?
Well, I have to say that joining the Sloan team, Stacy told me, you're going to need to get comfortable in talking in front of people. And you're going to have to do office meetings, and you're going to talk about what we do behind the scenes to help the transactions close. And last year I did some more meetings and stood up and spoke in front of people. And it is so difficult for me to stand up and talk in front of people. Now I'm finding it's even harder to do Zoom meetings. So that's been a difficulty. So I'd rather just walk into an office and be able to extend a hug to a client, you know, just be there to support them in that way, because this is so different than what we're used to. We're so hands-on and walk into your office and say hi and hugs and how's your family and how are things going. So this has really been difficult for me with the video aspect. Number two, I think really just being with family, you know, since I just don't get to see my niece like I used to, take her to the park. I really miss sports. There's no baseball. I love baseball. I love Dodger baseball. I missed opening day. So you know, I really, I'm missing that, but I know that for us to get through this, you know, we have to be alone together, you know, and I just need to be patient and take it a day at a time and continue to work on being uncomfortable, you know.
Good answer. Love it. Has there been something that you started to do during COVID-19 that you never did before?
One thing is video calling, yeah, like Zoom and stuff. I didn't do too much of that, but I'm getting used to it. And so I'm setting up Zoom meetings with clients and family, and that's about it. I think as far as our regular schedule, we try to keep the same. We get up, have breakfast, check our emails. I mean, try to keep a same kind of routine as much as possible. And the day kind of goes by that way. So
video calls is enough. This will drive you nuts. It's good, yeah. But we are people. So this is hard.
Yes, it's hard, but it's good. I mean,
what value does the Sloan team bring to a real estate transaction?
Well, I think for one thing, we are the full buffet of services. You know, from start to finish, we take care of any and all questions that the buyer, seller, or agent may have within our capacity as a title company, which could include questions on taxes, supplementals, as Eric mentioned, encroachment or state date of the property. Our policy covers a few things like permits to a certain degree, which allows us to pull permits and look at land use and zoning and other things like that. And there's a lot of title companies that are like, we can't do that for you, go check it out. We don't. We will check out everything that we are asked to do in that realm. But I think the main thing is we really think outside the box. I mentioned briefly that most decisions are business decisions when it comes to close or don't close when you're missing something, whether a demand is outdated to pay off a loan, or whether there's maybe something not quite right on the signatory page of an LLC, but technically, legally it's correct, but it might be more risk for the title company. Sometimes we have situations that come up with errors on trusts and wills, and there's just a lot of things. And, we tell people all the time, eventually you will need us. You can start with us and stay with us, or that's fine. Let's just stay on really friendly terms, and the day will come when you will call and ask if we can close your transaction. And almost without fail, that call comes from, and then that's how we get a lot of our customers. So I think that's really what sets us apart. I think also my knowledge of title. There's pretty much not any area or anything you can ask me about where I cannot give you the answer as you're talking to me.
I would like to just add on to that for Stacy, because one of the questions James and I did earlier is why did we pick the Sloan team? And I said, there's a lot of great teams out there, but we have a personal relationship with us. And I know there have been multiple times that I've come to the Sloan team with problems with a title issue. I know one time I had a seller who had a tax lien of almost $500,000 on their property. It was in Florida, and our seller lived here in California. Obviously, same name, different issue. Couldn't sell the house without them fixing it. I had a buyer on a property that was in escrow for over 18 months because of some legal family issues with some family in the Middle East. The Sloan team didn't even hold the title policy because I had the buyer and the seller picked someone else. And that title policy, not to bag on the title company who did the policy, they weren't helpful to myself or my buyer. Stacy was with me for 18 months. They didn't get paid one penny, but they walked me through, looked at everything, every step of the way. So they were just there to help us. Mm-hmm. And they'll forever have our business.
I think you just defined the Sloan team in that example right there. If you can be a condiment, what would you be?
Oh, dang. There's so many good ones.
Different restaurants too, man. Throw it in there. I mean, it's a big net.
You know what I'm going to be, and I'm going to be it because my wife hates it, and I absolutely love it, and that is mustard. I feel like mustard is the unsung hero of so many treats. A hot dog is not as good without mustard.
True.
Talk about going to a Dodger game, getting a Dodger dog. You got to have some good mustard. A pretzel, mustard.
Dang it.
Yeah, I think it's the unique condiment in a lot of sauces as well. The undertone, having a little bit of mustard. I'll be the mustard. I'll be yellow.
Hey, perfect color.
Right.
What have you learned about yourself during the start of COVID-19? And we'll start with you, Corey.
I think one of the biggest things I've learned about myself is to have patience. Patience is so necessary. For those that don't know, I have a 4- and 2-year-old. So my wife and I, while both still working, my wife is an occupational therapist, while I am still trying to work in title, as well as co-parenting and teaching at the preschool level even. It is so difficult, and we have to be so patient in so many aspects of what we're dealing with right now, because this change is so random, it's unprecedented. And I think growing through patience and understanding that this will be all over at some point, life might change just a little bit, but being patient through it all.
Great answer. What have you learned about yourself during COVID-19?
That I was already a germaphobe, but this just took me to another level. I don't know what, the future holds, but I know that patience is another thing, like Corey was just speaking about, that I just need to be patient. And when it's not raining, go outside and enjoy that walk. Listen to the birds sing. If you can plant some plants, plant them. And then 2, just moving forward, I need to make sure I have toilet paper stocked up, because when I tried to find toilet paper, there wasn't, and I live alone. So I think that it is going to be different moving forward. I I don't know what it's going to look like. I just know it's all going to be okay.
Awesome.
So.
Well, James, thank you for that question. I've learned that you can go a long time without wearing pants. No, you know what? I kind of echo what Eric said. You know, I have been, and Karen and I have talked about this. I've been a human doing all my life. I've been in this business for 40 years. It's a very, very big job with loads of people and lots of activities. And you know, sometimes I just don't even get a minute. You know, you know, I would tell people that they'd say, "How's your week?" I said, "It's like being shot out of a cannon," and to just stop and find out that I really kind of like being a human being. It's kind of nice. And I don't really get into the future. I'm just doing this thing like literally one day at a time. Like I get up today and I am grateful and I have a cup of coffee and I read my paper and I just do the things that I can do. And I echo gratitude at any time in life is extremely important. Gratitude is the key to happiness and fulfillment, in my opinion. But to be even more, you know, grateful now.
Jacob, what about you? What have you learned about yourself during this COVID-19 quarantine?
I mean, I think we can echo patience and other things are all good. I think for me, and it's kind of been alluded to, is I kind of go through every day trying to look for the good in the situation. You know, we're taught to be content in what we have, and we're very fortunate, you know, to where we live, what we do, the opportunity to kind of work for ourselves. We have a lot of freedom in that. And where we are kind of stuck in our homes and without our people and, you know, all the things that we love, there's still a lot of good. There's still a lot of good every single day. You know, I have 3 kids, a wife, so it's hard being home with 3 teenagers and trying to homeschool. We have a senior in high school and, you know, all these unknowns. But even in that, you know, to be thankful for the time that we have with our kids. You know, they're at the ages they don't want to be around us, so now they're stuck with us. Bad, but there's a lot of good in that. Like we're playing different games every night and watching movies, going on bike rides and walks. So, you know, just being thankful for little things. Yeah. You know, we have way more than we need, all of us. And like Eric said, you kind of learn to cook from the basics. You know, you get creative. Our kids are like baking and doing all kinds of things that they would have never done had they had to go on their own. So I think just enjoying the time and how is this going to be different? I'm sure we're going to be different after this is over, but how can we kind of still hold on to some of what we have here?
Yeah. Love it. Great answer. So now you guys have sort of an inside look of the people behind the scenes. And I think by now you guys realize why Jacob and I have the feelings that we have about the Sloan team. They're fantastic people. But yeah, even better than that, just the relationships that they have with not only us, but other agents that utilize their services. You can see why they're valued highly. So thank you guys.
See you later.